Here we go. Here we go. Hello, 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 everyone. I hope everyone is well as we are. Welcome to Security Tales today. And today we are blessed with one of my fellow brothers from the past, Mr. Larry Labadini. Larry, say hi to YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
I am setting this up as always as late. I love being late. It shows that I'm always on time to myself. So today's going to be an interesting show, and I'm blessed by having my brother Larry with me today. And give me 1 second because I'm setting it up on Facebook, and I'm all excited for today's show so I can talk some mad shit. I love talking it. I love it. Love it, everyone. Now we're going to go live on the magic Facebook. Boom. In 3, 2, and 1. Hello, hello, everyone on Facebook. Meet my boy, Larry Labadini, my old friend, my old brother. Today, I'm having my bro on the show with me. So listen, everyone. Once I find my other phone, Larry, I'm going to get him all prepared. Larry, look at us. Look at us. We look like brothers, Larry. You're in gray. I'm in white. This is awesome. So listen. So I wrote something, and I got to find it. So, everyone. So listen. This is my opener for my buddy Larry for being here today. I said, Howard Stern's got Baba Booey, for those of you that know Howard Stern, right? Why can't I have a Larry...
Labadooey?
Labadooey.
Go with that.
I mean, he's loud, unpredictable, and says things I can't legally respond to. So it sounds like a perfect podcast to me today.
I'll be muffled.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the first time ever. I believe I'm on time. And I think it's because I didn't have to fool around with the whole thing because Chris is not on today. Chris says he had other things that had came up. So I asked Larry, we're going to grab some lunch today. And I said, my friend, would you love to come on in and back me up a little today? And we'll have some fun. And he said, absolutely. And of course, we're going to be having my crazy sister for the last minutes for the closure to see what bullshit she needs to say. So let's just go right into the script. And I know no one's prepared. So Security Tales podcast. Oh, first, Larry, anything you want to say?
Speaking of bullshit.
No,
great to be here with you, Felipe, as always.
Thank you, sir. And you know that.
Best behavior today, which is...
yes, I have some shots over there, Larry, if you care for any whiskey or anything.
Might be interesting.
You tell me when you're ready. I got some good stuff over there.
I'll let you know.
All right.
Wish you told me that an hour ago.
I kind of
a little looser.
Yeah, I kind of realized it towards the end when you said I'm still recovering from last night.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, by the way.
Recovery is good.
By the way, before it slips my mind, I want to let you guys know. So I want to let you know. So obviously, when I have friends on and stuff like that to know our history. So Larry is a very old dear friend of mine. I've known him since I was about 16 years old. He actually had his own insurance company. He actually insured me when I was a kid, and where my driving wasn't that good, and I could admit it, I crashed into everything. And Larry would be like, "The building didn't move. You hit the building." And I'm like, "God damn." But Larry, what do you do now after you ended up selling your business?
I got rid of the business because you had so many claims that you put me out of the business. But,
oh, touche. Yeah. That's a good one.
Your history was something else.
Yes, my history was very bad at driving.
I sold the business and 3 years ago or so, and now selling cigars in beautiful Salem, New Hampshire.
Oh, where's the place? Two guys?
Smoke shop, yeah.
So listen, I personally know, because Larry is my connoisseur of cigars. He knows I like the light ones, and I do partake in cigars, and everybody that knows me knows I don't drink, but I do like my cigars, and I'm blessed that Larry has that knowledge and can help me out with cigars. So if anybody's interested, go on up. You see what Larry looks like. Ask for him at Two Guys, and he'll take care of you and walk you through it. If anything, you can DM me or even on the podcast, write to me or whatever, and I can give you the information that's needed. I do apologize. So I'm still recovering. So my smile and everything and my lip is still numb and swollen in my nose. But I think let's just get this
Just
going.
bring it.
Let's go. So welcome back to Security Tales, the podcast where the street meets strategy and where the badge doesn't always have the final word. I'm your host, Felipe Montero, and this is one of my great friends, Larry Labadini. And today's episode is called Boston on the Blast. What they're hiding, we're exposing the breakdowns across our city and the country where the system sleeps and the threats run wild. So let's get into it. So Larry.
I thought this was about New York.
It's about
I
everything.
prepared
We're
wrong.
gonna listen. We're gonna bring New York into this
Yeah,
because
okay,
that
good.
was pretty interesting also. So we're gonna start out in Boston though. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know if everyone I don't really watch the news at all, right? I kind of just listen to podcasts and this and that because I believe all news is fake news to me. And I think sometimes as the weather, next thing you know, it's supposed to rain, and next thing you know, it's sunny. So now we have the sun. So I thought when I was sitting there and I was just sitting there and the wife had the news on and I'm hearing this story. And I said, "What?" And so everyone, you got to hear this. Let's just start with the case. And it's so strange. It sounds like a movie. It absolutely sounds like a movie, except it happened right here in Boston. A matter of fact, I think we were just discussing it. Where was it? What part of Boston? South Boston. Correct.
Boston.
South Boston.
Yes.
So here's the interesting fact. A man in Boston, South End, was taking a shower. Now, I'm kind of
That's
confused.
a good idea.
Let's
though.
say, sometimes I know
Daily
some of you
thing, at
people that
least.
watch the show, you guys probably take a shower maybe twice in a year, and but that's your stuff.
Yeah.
And but a woman entered his unlocked home, ate his food, and stole his luxury watches. Now, here's the interesting part. The intruder, her name is Danielle DeFazio, had just been released the day before for another attempted break-in. So I'm kind of confused, Larry.
What do you think she does for a living?
I'm going to say something to do with cats associated to burglars. Cat burglar? I don't know.
Yeah,
Sad joke, but I thought it was funny. But think about this. Thousands in valuables stolen.
Yeah.
She was arrested within 48 hours. This was a repeat offense. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 48 hours before this. She basically was just released on her own. Okay. What could have happened? I'm kind of confused, Larry. We both live in great neighborhoods too, or whatever. Do you go into the shower and leave your doors unlocked? And
It depends.
it depends if you're
Depends
waiting on a
what
guest,
might be
right?
coming, but,
Yes, exactly.
No, and she has a talent for finding unlocked doors, apparently, and people in showers that are.
Okay,
She seems to know their schedule.
Okay, let's go with man talk now.
Yeah.
So we're having a female. I wish I had a picture of her, which I don't. And the female knew the guy was in the shower or knew that the door was unlocked.
I think.
Now, to me, I'm just a street person that's just saying something. I'm saying hooker. I'm just saying, no, I'm sorry.
I asked what she does for a living because I think that's too much of a coincidence to have that happen repeatedly.
So
if that was the case, that both people were in the shower at the time, and so I think she was paid to go there, and something didn't work out.
Once again, this is what we say.
This is
what we say.
It's an opinion from what I'm getting in the story.
Because here's the fact.
I don't judge her.
I wear watches.
Yeah.
You wear watches.
No, I do
We have.
not.
Oh, okay.
I
So
have a phone for my.
all right, but I love watches.
Yeah, and I prefer to ask what the time is.
Yes. Okay. So I wear my Apple when I just walk around for cardio, but I do have some really nice watches, very nice watches, and I'm familiar with the watches that he has.
Yeah.
Very familiar because I have a couple of them. So he has an AP. Okay. He has a Rolex.
Yeah.
Okay. He has a Breitling. Now, I know for a fact my watches are all secured and locked, and they're in a containment unit because they constantly have to move. So they're in a modular watch tilter.
Right.
And I don't leave those out.
Right. You're not going to leave a $50,000 or $20,000 watch on
Person.
your Euro and there it is.
Exactly. So thousands of dollars were stolen too. Larry, everybody has money that lies around.
Yeah.
My question is, why would you leave thousands of dollars out?
With your door unlocked.
Oh, Maria would like to know how long was the shower for. Correct, Maria. How long was the shower?
Not long enough.
Because if you look up the story, Maria, right? If you look up the story, supposedly it might have just been something that was thrown in, but it says that she took a shower there too and ate food. So
good long shower.
A good long shower, but even if it was a quick shower, or maybe it was the news that was joking about it, she also ate food before she robbed the place.
She was probably supposed to join him in the shower, and he was waiting.
So there's a lot of ifs in this story that's occurring to me. And I think there's a lot of hidden things that's not being said. So let's go in. Let's discuss how we would protect our places in case we have other individuals that have high-end products and they don't want it stolen.
Let's dig deep, Felipe.
Yeah,
go deep with it.
So, I own a security company. We do security. So common sense, Larry. I say lock the doors before taking a shower, right?
No.
Stop Felipe. Don't let her know you have nice watches. Nice watches, or you will be next. I would love to entertain that because I also have a nice gun.
Yeah.
Only kidding everybody.
It's a
it's a square gun.
Yeah.
So I would say, from a security perspective, I would say that obviously this person, I believe, is a financer or works in the stock markets or something like that. I would say you definitely should get a smart home system, because if you're that intelligent and have that much things, and then, obviously you're in a neighborhood, and I'm familiar with South Boston. They have private neighborhood patrols that do it. There's signs, everything that says neighborhood watch.
That used to be.
South End, you didn't need that sign because everybody respected each other back in the day.
Yeah.
But now it has all these people that aren't from Boston that are moving in there.
Yep.
That they don't have that Boston mentality. Back in the day, we all had our doors open because we all knew not to screw with each other because we were all in it. So, my whole thing is community awareness. Step one, I know for a fact when I come out of my house and I see someone that doesn't belong there, I will pay attention. I will look at the vehicle. I will look at the person to see, because what's going on with Amazon, people are running up, taking the packages and leaving. So I like to be observant, because even if I don't know you as my neighbor or know who you are, respectfully, that's your stuff. You work hard for what you have. And I don't think anything. I remember when I was younger, and you would pull up and someone would come up to you out of a car and say, "Hey, do you want to buy this?" Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. If it was something that was in a box and something that wasn't from someone's working hand, and if
something you wanted,
if they had a skill saw at the time and it was per se taken from Home Depot and stuff, I'm 18 years old. I'm not gonna lie. Yep, it fell off the truck.
Yeah.
But one thing I can tell you, I would never take a person's working tool. I would never in my life purchase something that belonged to someone else, because I know how hard that person, and then on top of it, that person that's their livelihood. You know what I mean?
Right. Not going to buy an engagement ring that's engraved to Denise when you're with Alice.
So wait a minute. Here's a funny, that's funny you mentioned this.
Oh.
My sister, Maria, I swear to God, I was just about to say this. My sister had a keg party at the house, an illegal keg party. We were kids, high school.
Yeah.
And our mother bought me a beautiful gold ring, and it with a black onyx on it, with my name inscribed inside of it. Well, guess what was stolen?
The ring with
my name on it.
Well, today's your lucky day, man. There you go.
Thank you. Yes.
Right back.
Maria, Larry had it the whole time. So, listen, I'm trying to just figure out, why don't residents take basic steps? Do high-income earners assume they're untouchables? One of my questions. So, because wealthy, I got all these things and crap, and I just think, well, you know what? No one's going to touch me because I got money. Do you believe that's the mentality of this young generation? Because he's not old. He's a kid.
So is that where like the mindset is, do you think?
I don't think that's the case at all. I think there's more to the story, like we speculated earlier, and it was something that they could not tell the real story to the police of what happened. I mean, it's like a drug deal gone bad where they go, I can't tell that you ripped me off on a drug deal. I'm not going to go to the police with that. I think there was some of old skill sets of the oldest profession in the world, possibly.
Have you ever been robbed at your house?
Never been robbed.
Okay.
But I did lock my doors.
Okay.
You know, in general, yeah.
So
I locked my car. I mean,
I want
just a force of habit.
And that's what we do. But I would like to tell the story when I got robbed.
I would love to hear it.
You wouldn't imagine that I would get robbed, not because of who I am, but just because of the neighborhood I was in. And also, I have no personal beef with anyone that wants to rob me. Okay. So usually there's more to a reason of being robbed. You're either showy or doing something, and but that's just my observation on it. So I used to have a dog, as you recall, because I lived with you, Buddha.
Shit, Buddha.
Remember Buddha? So I had a huge French Mastiff. I love that dog to death. And at the time, I went through a divorce, my past divorce and stuff. So I was working a lot. And I had to hire a dog walking company. So I had the dog. You're starting to remember it. They were from the same town and I knew them. So they were great. They were great. Absolutely great. Now, to gain access into my place, you need a key code. And then the key code lets you in. So, unbeknownst to me, they termed one of their dog walkers. Well, the new dog walker had my code. So instead of telling me we termed somebody, you should change the code, they neglected to do that. So the girl went in and walked my dog and everything. Luckily, because I lived in the neighborhood I did, when that dog walker walked out, another person walked right in. So the guy that lived beside me thought it was very strange because there was a guy waiting in the car. So the person walked in, so they decided to pretend they were watering their front yard, taking a picture of the car, taking a picture of the guy, taking a picture of the license plate. The girl walked out with a bag full of materialistic things. Yeah, was it worth money? It really didn't mean anything to me. For what they took meant something to me. So they stole a Gucci hat. They stole a Gucci wallet. They stole some gold for me. They stole a ring for me. Now it's just me and my little daughter at the time. Now, what really bothered me was they took my CD player, my camera CD player, which had all the events that me and my 4-year-old daughter had from a day she was born to everything. And the only thing I wanted back was that. That's all I wanted back. I didn't care about the materialistic thing. It isn't worth anything more than having something that had my daughter from the beginning. That's what meant so much to me. Well, go to find out, this girl went to 9 other houses after me and robbed them. She followed the dog walker, knew the dog walker's route and went to it and stole. So the sad part is I absolutely got nothing in return. They got sentenced. Go to find out her boyfriend just got out of jail and he was a burglar. He was breaking into houses and stealing it, but he had the intelligence. Let's just go and rob these people. But one of the saddest stories is there was a lady that lived 2 streets over to me that got robbed and she was dying. And all her stuff that was stolen was stuff that was left for her kids. And one of the most important things that she wanted back was she had some jewelry that's been handed down from generation to generation. Yeah. And that's all she wanted. And it was gone. None of it was, we received nothing back. Yeah. So I do know when people say, well, how do you know? It was personal. And I did have security measurements and I did have it. And thank God for my neighbor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with me, I like to end that by just saying, Larry, 20 years ago, if that stuff happened, what do you think your take would be 20 years ago? 20 years ago, if someone was in your neighborhood and walking down the street, what do you think would happen?
I think people were more aware. Like, I think they actually paid attention more. like nowadays, they always say, if you see something, say something. Back then, I think the neighborhoods were so tight, at least where I grew up, that everyone knew everybody.
Yeah.
Now people, to me, are more afraid to get involved in someone else's business, which is unfortunate, but I think there's a lot of people, I don't want to be involved. That's the attitude. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a neighbor that you're friendly with, I'm sure they're going to do something. But if it's someone who barely knows you, I think they're just going to turn the other way.
I'm just my whole entail about that story is this. I am just so confused because it is South Boston. And it's like, it's almost like Charlestown, say something, there's, you don't say
North
anything,
End.
you know what I mean? But
North End.
everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And now you have this going on. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
somebody didn't see that. So I'm so confused where everyone's so busy filming
Right.
something that's happened that's bad. And not to switch the script on it, but so I train at LA Fitness. And it was just on the news. Did you see what happened in Saugus?
No, I don't watch the news.
Okay, so neither do I, but it was on
Yeah.
a podcast. But here's the interesting fact, everyone. So LA Fitness in Saugus, guy was walking in to go work out. He's in front of the door. He gets jumped.
Sorry, I did see
You
this.
did see it.
I did see
He gets jumped by two masked guys, and he was doing pretty damn good. And he was just fighting them. It was just a fist fight. And out of nowhere, another dude ran up behind him, suckered him, he hits the ground. The interesting fact is this. Instead of calling 911, I could totally understand it. I'm not saying you're a bystander. You don't want to get involved. You're in fear. I 100% agree with you. All of us, we think different. Would I have gone?
You would have.
I'm that idiot. Yes, I probably would have. I would have gone over and tried to assist or break it up, even though it wasn't my business. I'd be like, guys, stop. But there was over 17 cameras that were filming it because
everywhere.
But they were filming it from their phone, and then they were uploading it to whatever
Facebook or wherever.
but whatever that thing is called to get hits.
Right. Oh, like TikTok.
No, not TikTok. There's a group that you send fights that happen,
Oh.
and everyone follows it and hits it.
Yeah.
So while this guy was getting pummeled outside, no one ever thought about calling 911. There was actually 3 people, if you watch the video, that walked right by it and walked into the gym.
It's more important to get 50,000 likes on your account there
Then I guess anybody.
I mean, that seems to be the gist of it.
So listen, everyone, I'm not telling everyone how to live their life, but we're all humans and we all live on this earth. And I understand that, you know what? There's bad people, there's great people, there's good people. But my intel about this is we're all people. And I always look at it, what can affect me or my family friend or anything else is I'm going to be there 100% for them. And I've always been that way. And to me, it's just saddened to see that nowadays it's just the amount of crime that's happening on one-on-one, the amount of situations that are occurring that I believe as simple as yelling stop and letting them notify those people that we do see them. Some late girls walking out of the house robbing the guy. I'd be like, "What? Hey, who are you? What's going on?" Yelling from the window. Those are the times you do want to take a picture and go, "Oh my God, there's someone robbing someone." You know. So any intel?
Do you think that a lot of the reason people also don't get involved when they see something like what happened at the gym and they're filming it on their phone rather than calling the police or whatever is because they know there's a camera everywhere on every street corner. You can't do anything anymore without it being on camera. I mean, you might have to go deep in the woods or something to pull
I'd like to agree.
But there's a camera almost everywhere.
I would like to agree. And so me being from the security purposes and understanding those cameras, okay, just to let everybody know, they're only facing a certain way and they only get certain things. And some of those cameras aren't activated. So they activate on movement of vehicles. It has to go with something like that. So to catch something, but I'll tell you one thing, it is LA Fitness. LA Fitness does have cameras in the parking lot. So maybe you're right, but I think an older person would have called the police department before filming it.
Absolutely.
It was that young generation, as you say,
Yeah,
that wants to upload it onto Facebook and
I got
TikTok.
50,000
Yep.
likes.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
look,
Now I'm getting
viral.
paid.
I'm
Now,
viral.
so now guess what happens? To me, I feel that leads to people now possibly going and starting stuff to film it.
Set it up.
Yeah. So you're watching these idiots going to Lowe's and
Yeah.
putting those things on
Right.
people's heads and then running off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know
Yeah.
the crew that I'm with. You go and do that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good day
No.
for you. So you know what? Keep your stupidness
Yeah.
in other states that let you get away from it. I just watched one, and not even to get off topic, I watched one where there's a guy that wears overalls, and he goes up to different nationalities of people, and he refers to people as boy, grab me that boy, or says this and that.
Oh.
So people are just like, what? And he's all like, you heard me, boy. And then
Oh, shit.
one guy was gonna hammer the guy, and then the other guy comes running and goes, it's just a podcast. That's not just a podcast.
No,
That's stupidity.
yeah.
Okay. That's you inciting something and trying to get into some actions that you shouldn't.
It's great to joke around, but boy, oh boy, if you say it to the wrong person and they can act quick, you're going to have a problem.
Yep. It's all fun and games until you get slapped in the face, is what I always say.
Exactly.
So listen, we're going to move on from that one. I think we beat that story into the ground, and you know what? It's kaput. I just thought it was a very interesting story. So now I'm going to move on to something that I find very interesting. And the reason why I do, this isn't just a street corner. It's a symbol of systematic failure. I want to talk about Mass Cast, okay, in Boston, Mass Cast. Okay. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, Mass Cast was it was a great place. I remember back when I was younger, my family's from Roxbury, from the Boston area. We used to drive down there. My dad at the time used to stop at places and we would get something to eat there. So I don't know why. And me and Larry, I think we were discussing it earlier, trying to find out, like, we're trying to figure out, like, where did everyone come from, like, all of a sudden? And then it became Tent City, right?
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
It became Tent City. And I actually was offered a contract down there. And you get off 93, you take a right, and it's right there. And I can't think of the establishment. So a couple of weeks ago, I drove by it. There's a guy taking a poop on the generator right on the corner of the street. I literally couldn't believe he had his pants all the way down. Police department, swear to God, they have a BOMA. I think it's called BOMA, and I do apologize, but it's a training facility that you go in to get trained. EMT goes in there, the police department. So you get trained for certs and certification. There's cruises there. There's everything. There's literally people peeing and pooping right there. And that's when they activated and they cleared out per the governor, which they did an incredible job. They cleaned that whole area, right?
Right.
They cleaned it out. They did it incredible. And why did they clean it out? People's doors that were driving down the street were being opened at the red light. They were being assaulted. Suffolk County's behind it. Security officers for them, security guards that work the prison system were being assaulted. They pulled one guy out one day. They got in a huge fist fight, jumped. They were finding people dead there. They cleaned out that whole area. Guess what?
How long did it last?
I personally didn't look up the time.
Yeah.
But the area continues to suffer from an open air drug use, okay? Homeless and crime, despite efforts to shut this down. So here's the messed up part. The outcome, businesses now spend over $1 million a year on private security. Speaking about that, a shout out.
Guardian for that.
Yep. Here's my plug.
Yeah.
Guardian Capital Security. Reach out to us. We're available. 781-587-1625. Give us a call. $1 million.
He'll give you the solution.
Listen, I got the solution. You don't have
Yeah.
to pay them $1 million. We'll handle it. But this encampments reappear. Security encampments reappear within weeks of being cleared. So my question is, before I even move on to a solution, is what do you feel that, you know, from your street sense, Larry? Obviously, we're at that age now where we've seen so many things occurred and happen. So I don't understand it. What could have helped?
There's always an area, first of all. So they got to go somewhere. If you clear them out of there, where are they going? Down the street? They're going somewhere. and they're going to go where the drugs are, right? That's the attraction in there. So I don't know how you completely remove it. I'm sure you, because you have the security mindset, have a
I have more
plan
than
in
a-
order that
Listen,
you could do. But I think no matter what, it just moves somewhere else. You clean up South Boston, and then it moves to here, and you know you just
Absolutely.
keep going, and it's going somewhere. I mean,
it's just ridiculous because I'm looking at it as first, you know, I'm gonna throw a few little comments into it and a little joke into it, but I think it's you just said it's relocation, right? So long-term relocation of services, if you want to talk about it correctly, zoning changes should occur, private security teams, so you're looking at EMT working, so you want to develop a hybrid of all of it. So the thing is like it or not, being from security and past law enforcement with the corrections, and you know, if Chris was here, you know, Mass State Police, even friends of mine that I, you know, very close to me, police departments, is understanding that that isn't something we can do solo. Meaning security is not gonna help out. So we need to get like a hybrid response team. We need EMT, we need security, you need police. Okay. Because like it or not, it's just not one situation. Tommy T, what's up, brother?
but you
Reopen
have,
the mental institution. Tommy worked with me with
that's
the
what you
department.
need.
Tommy's
Exactly.
my boy. But, you know, Tommy, that's not a bad idea because some people do need that help. So, you know what? I don't even want to joke about this one yet, but I just want to talk about a hybrid. I don't think you solely treat this situation on just one avenue because it's just not one kind
thing.
of person. Okay. You might have a homeless person that's just homeless,
Right.
that doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs, doesn't do anything, but has a mental issue.
Yeah.
Then you have a person that is a drug user. And like it or not, it's the safety within one group, meaning if I have a problem and you don't, now I'm entrusting you to have my back while I'm junking up.
Right.
And I understand this through suffering because I'll be honest with you, I suffered from alcoholism and I didn't look for help from people. Larry used to drink with me, and Larry could tell you, I did not just drink, I had bottles. I loved my Jack Daniels. I started realizing at times, you know, I was a funny guy and you know, and everything. And but sometimes when I had a situation with my family, I wasn't the person that I should be with my family. Speaking about my sister, my mother, and everybody, I was a person I did not want to be. I've been sober now for 9 years, from the blessing of God. And I lived with Larry. Larry would tell you, I was
You could keep up, my
yes,
friend.
keep up. I would pass you, bro. I love my Jack Daniels. Oh God, I loved it. Jack and gingers, and then right to martinis with 3 olives dry. But I realized I should have stopped. So when people say, well, what do you know about addiction? I do know about addiction. I had a very dear friend of mine that was also I consider a family member, Orlando Mafucci, and he had discussed his past addiction and how he's been sober for a very long time, and I'm very proud of you, brother. And you know what? We started realizing that we didn't need alcohol or any other type of drug to be the same person that we are. So thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that, brother. I had to stop. Tommy knows I've had a few cocktails. Here's a Tommy and Felipe story. Tommy took me to I believe it was a Patriots game, Tommy. And we're sitting up top. I'm single. Bunch of girls are around us. I want to act because I'm jacked. You know, I was like 260 pounds, jacked up, and I want to act like I know about football. And they got a touchdown, and I jumped up with all of them and yelled, "Nice home run!" All the girls looked at me, and Tommy goes, "Sit down, big fella. It's called a touchdown." And I was never so embarrassed in my life. But that just goes to show you what alcohol does. But I think, you know, if we're back, and Tommy, you know this, we've dealt with so many disabled and mentally disabled people that have been assigned to the prison system that really we weren't bred to take care of those people. And they were wrongfully incarcerated in that. And so I find that we're not vetting people correctly. And I think if we go back to Milena Cass Boulevard and we really talk about this, is we need a hybrid team, brother. And we need to set up a relocation. Now, Larry, you know what I find interesting is me and you were discussing, and you had said something about relocation of the individuals, like where are they going to go?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if everybody here agrees or goes against, but please DM me, put what you want. I see some comments are on Facebook. When I have an opportunity, I'll go up and read it. Thank you for joining us also. And I do apologize for ones that follow us on TikTok. I didn't prepare my other phone, and I have a vast amount of followers on that wanted to get on it. So I do apologize. But I promise next week I will have it. But do you disagree?
I disagree.
Okay. Do you disagree that simple as this? And please tell me I'm wrong. So before we do this to clear that location, okay,
Yeah.
I think we need to find, what I mean by the hybrid, we need to find out what the cause is. Okay. So meaning you bring your hybrid team in.
Mm-hmm.
First, you bring in porta potties. Okay. Because
Yeah, that would help. That
I'm
would-
talking about saving money. Okay.
Right.
I would find somebody. So there's so many companies that would donate these products, right? To me,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying, because guess what?
Right.
That's public. You're getting your name out there. You're getting everything, right? And Tommy, I don't disagree with you with the old Concord prison, but I don't know if you knew this. I could have bid on it. Hi, Dr. Wong. Say hi. So she doesn't see you. She listens on it because she's at the office. Yes. So, and this is what I was thinking about when I said hybrid.
Yeah.
So we have other companies that can donate things to this to help this project move forward. In my head, I would say develop that hybrid team. Get your EMT, get your security, get your law enforcement, get your people that are familiar with resiting and relocating people. Let's not just go in there and attack people because you're setting forward for a war. Okay. Yeah. So let's go over there. So first we're going to do is we're going to put 6 porta potties there. Doesn't have to be a dozen porta potties. We put the porta potties there. Okay.
Yeah.
We take care of that. Then we bring in the hybrid team. Then we start to figure out what's going on. Right. We have so many locations where senseless homes are being built. Okay. Now I'm just asking, this is just my suggestion. We grab a piece of land that's vacated. We move these porta potties there. Almost back in the days where they had that big concert in Great Woods, I think back in the 70s.
Yeah. So that's like a giant bathroom. This is what you're going to use it as? Just a bunch of porta potties?
No, you're going to put the whole porta potties there now because they can live in their tents on Tent City. Let's get those tents, move them to this location, then have an assignment to an individual instead of housing these people because we can't house them. But financially, they're able to support themselves there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we find locations that are willing to donate the foods because we run homeless shelters. They have vast amounts. So we're looking about cutting the cost, but yet treating people as humans because they are humans. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they've done.
They have an addiction. That's what it is.
Exactly. We all have addictions to something, correct?
Absolutely.
So I think if you're going to look at it, I know you know. I think if you're going to look at something, look at the whole picture. Let's not send in, department and do this. You got this moment to get out on this day, or you're being forced and tents are being ripped out and this and that. Because really think about it. I know when I went through a point, I know when I went through a point in life when I went through my past divorce and money was taken and I didn't have anything and I had my home and I was in fear of losing my home. Bought it at a very young age and for the blessing of my mom that helped me. But, I couldn't sign a mortgage. So my mother signed it. I had the money, but she signed the mortgage. But I remember when I almost lost my house and I was thinking to myself, even though I had family and I could move there, these people don't.
But that's the thing.
Or
you
these
have the backup.
Exactly.
We all have backup.
But I treated it as I didn't, and I took on 3 jobs, and I did what I needed to do because I was embarrassed. My mother supported me and my sister without a dad, without anything. She bought a house, made sure we always had the clothes, make sure everything.
The way you were raised, you're self-motivated.
Exactly. So I'm a male, and I looked at it as a different thing. So people got to understand it's not that easy, and I do understand it. You know what I mean? So my discussion point is Boston's pushing these people out or helping them. I feel when they cleared Tent City, it was more or less, was I happy? I'm not going to lie. Of course I was happy because my family's from that area and it just brought so much stuff. And it just looked so disgusting. But then when I started taking things into perspective, it kind of saddened me because some of these people, or I should say all of these people, I don't want to say some, I don't want to disrespect anything, were forced out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were comfortable at where they were being. So that did sadden me, in all due respect. So it's nonprofits enabling chaos by avoiding real accountability. And as you just said, is you're running in there, and what happens to clear these people out?
Right.
Chaos.
What's the solution though? How do you where do you fix this, Felipe? And you're a fixer, so you got to give me an idea of how you're going to fix it.
Well, I said it. I think you develop that hybrid team, and you want to touch base with all of it. You want to touch base with your drug users. You want to have a counselor show up there instead of you deploying all this amount of money to pay all this overtime for officers and security and everybody to go clear it.
Yeah.
You clear it. You know what I mean? So to me, that's how I would do it. I would think if you need assistance, we do have an organization that assists you that costs you zero, because guess who it is? The
No.
National Guard.
Really?
We pay for the National Guard. So
Yeah.
National Guard, when they're deployed
Yeah.
or deployed, I mean,
Yeah.
they basically can work this
mean,
area. So if we need assistance, we call the National Guards and we say, hey, set up the table when counselors come in to talk, put a tent there.
Yeah.
Make these individuals realize it's not about just clearing you for the community.
Right.
It's about care. Because I think, and Tommy, you can validate this with me, and you could validate it with me what times we drank together, is I've always tried to, when someone's trying to argue with me and incite me to try to get louder, I get softer. Due to the fight that if I'm going to throw.
When you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, if I'm going to throw, we're just going to throw.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue about it. It's if we're going to fight, all kidding aside, put your hands up and throw. I don't want to argue with you. I think arguments are senseless. I think fighting's senseless unless you're protecting someone you love or if you feel threatened. And it's the same way in the prison system. You're there doing time for your crime. I'm not there to pass judgments on you, even though there are some people that I'm not going to lie, pedophiles and rapists. Right. I think there is no rights for you. Okay. It doesn't matter. I don't care how anybody else feels. There is no rights for you. Okay. You're sick. Yeah. There's no correcting it. And that's how I feel about it. So I don't know how you feel about it, but that's my judgment on that.
I think everyone feels that way.
Well, I'm not going to speak for everyone, but to me, scum of scum.
Yeah.
But you know what? Everybody else is in there to do their time. We weren't there, Tommy, you know this. We weren't there to pick. I don't care about your crime outside of who you are. I respect you. You respect me. Let's just go. I have a job to do. You have a job to do. And I hate to say it, but a lot of that situation happens when some of these people, 40% of, I think it was 43%, are ex inmates that have nowhere to go.
Right.
So how do you release someone to the streets that has nothing?
Think about it. They come out where
you have
they're
nothing.
Not getting a job immediately. I mean,
who hires convicts?
Right.
Matter of
fact, there are places that do.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. At times, I've had some people come in, and they've been great people. And I had a great guy, and he in 1980 got busted for marijuana. Okay. Yeah. Pound of marijuana. Right. Did 2 years of time, never once had a crime again or anything else. 1980, he was 22 years old. So obviously he's an older guy now. Yeah. I gave him a job. Then per Mass Department now, because we operate beneath the private investigation license because I'm a PI, I had to query him. It came back as a felon charge.
For God's sakes.
Here's a guy that works for me for 2 years, and I'm telling you, was probably one of the most incredible workers and everything. Do you know how bad it saddened me to tell him?
I can't. Yeah.
I had to fire him, and I just didn't know what to say to him. This guy, I have nothing, and I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, and you know who you are, and I hope you're doing well. My blessing to you and your family. You were incredible. Tommy just wrote, why we did have some quiet fun. There's no question beyond that fact. So what Tommy's speaking about, sometimes in life, out of respect, and also the person that you're speaking to, sometimes they want to talk to you in a quiet room and that stays
Mhm.
between you and them. Times have changed, and nowadays on both sides, some, and I'm not gonna lie, on my side of the field, and Tommy's side, and Chris's side, and everybody, we all have that so-called tough guy with the badge. And the reason why is because they have the badge and they have the handcuffs, and they get a
They
little
got the
crazy.
hammer.
Yep,
Yeah.
and they got the hammer, but yet they don't have that hammer if they needed to take the badge off, the camera off, and go and do with it. But all of you have to understand, you can't do that. It's not even worth losing your job for. It isn't like the old days where you could go in and sum it up and then shake a hand afterwards, and then you go do your time and we go become, our officer time. You can't do that anymore. And I feel that's how they are treating Melina Cass. Okay, like we got the big guns. We're gonna go
Right.
in there. We're law
Clear you
enforcement,
out. Yeah,
clear
yeah.
you out. But there's more of a reason. Look, they're right back again. So how much money was wasted, brother? How much?
Well, no idea.
Yeah.
But-
What is that? Read that. What does Tommy say?
When you all eat breakfast at Denny's Waffle House or other places, thank a CO for the discipline they receive.
So Tommy was just to let you guys know, we also worked at Northeastern Correctional Center, which is a minimum of security, and some of those inmates that earn the right to go to this location actually work off site. So they work at Chili's, Denny's, and all that, and they've worked their way to have that ability. Like
So when they come out.
and they deserve it.
Right.
And they 100% deserve it because they did all the right things. My buddy Dean still works and he's still there. And Dean now, God bless him. And by the way, a shout out to Nina, man. My blessing to you for healing. You know what? You're a survivor and you're 100%. And my blessings and prayers every morning to you guys. But Dean had just basically told me that now he does the state house. So he has a bunch of some
Really?
guys that are incarcerated that now have earned the right to go work at the state house, which is unbelievable because now when they do wrap up,
Right.
they have this on their resume. They have all these restaurants, they have the state house, and they have everything. And exactly how you're treating that, and I know they're not convicts out in the street, but you need to implore those things also.
Absolutely. They have
Okay.
better job references than I would.
So
Their resume reads better.
listen, we're gonna move on from that one, and we're gonna move up, as Larry wanted to yell at, which I'm still like and for those that caught the show last week, so I do stuff for CPCS because they hire private investigators, so the attorneys that work for them hire us to do PI work for them. And they're going through this whole thing because they're underpaid. Found out that they make $60 an hour per cases, and there's limited hours. So if an attorney says I did 8 hours on this, CPCS might just pay them 5 hours on it. Okay. So they were only making $60. Okay. Now here's the interesting part, and I know you weren't here, so I'm going to give you an up to date. Like New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, they pay $150 to $180 an hour to their attorneys. So Healy did not, even with the new 69 billion point five that she received for the city, she said, screw the attorneys on. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get into the legal side. When justice isn't delayed, it's just deleted. So just to let you know about this. So there was so many cases that criminals couldn't afford to have hire attorneys for. Okay. So a lot of them were arrested and waiting in jail. So there's 120 criminal cases, right, that were dropped. Okay, dropped because you can't prosecute because there's no attorneys. By the law, by the law,
right?
If they don't have legal representation, you can't hold them.
Right.
Then there's, I think, and I'm sorry, I had the numbers last week and I do forget. It might have been 7 days, but if you don't have legal representation after you've basically been out of jail, those charges get completely dropped. Completely. Yeah. So 120 criminal cases dropped because defendants went 45 days without representation during a defender strike. So that's what's documented already, everyone. Okay. So the outcome: accused abusers, violent offenders walked free. Judges' hands are all tied. There's nothing no one can do about it. we believe in the legal systems, right, Larry? We believe this is how it should happen. And I would like to bring up something where I've had so many, and listen, I'm not just that altar boy type of guy. I've been in courts of accused assaults and shod foot and the whole nine when I was younger. And I know how the legal system worked. Larry had to deal with the legal system himself,
Absolutely.
where a gentleman that was over 6'7", piece of crap, and Larry's 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah.
So
Well,
Larry,
shrinking.
all right, we're gonna give Larry 5'7",
Yeah.
even though I think he's 5'4".
Yeah.
But let's go.
Yeah.
But he got sucker punched over a girl while sitting there having a cigar, from the back of the head. Okay, and he had to deal with the legal system, and thank God the legal system worked, because this dude is a real piece of shit. And those of you on Facebook that's familiar with this
Speaking of
guy,
which,
yeah, there you go. And he still is. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, because no man does that. You
all
don't.
forgiven though. All forgiven.
Yeah. Well,
I
that was
buried
in the
that
past.
hatchet a long time ago.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
I know you did. It was done and it was said, but it's just coward when it comes to stuff. And I just wanted an opportunity to throw that in there, since Larry's sitting beside me and he's my brother. So, what do you think, Larry? We have accused abusers, criminal offenders, violent offenders that were just released to the street. Do you think they're laughing about it right now?
Absolutely.
So do you think they're
laughing all the way.
reoccurring criminals right now, thinking, "Hey, this is the best time to do another crime"?
Nothing.
Because guess what?
Nothing's 100%. I mean, some of them are, habitual offenders probably, but there's the one guy who probably did something once, and that's the only time he's going to do it, and that scared the hell out of him.
Well, I'm just going to let you know something. There was cases I left outside of that, like you said, first time offenders of things
Right.
like a college kid went into a bar and got in a fight.
Right.
I didn't include that.
Okay.
I just included
Just
the violent and the abusers.
Okay.
Two of the people, one of them abused a child that was 5 by picking him up by the leg and slamming his head off the wall. Okay. Another gentleman picked up a kid and just walked by him, picked up this 8-year-old kid, decided to slam him into the ground head first. Kid's still in a concussion. These are the people.
Shit.
These are the cases that I went in. So
then
yeah. So and I understand what you're saying. Some of these people, no. These were the real deals.
So it's the issue with the lawyer thing. Is it because it's only $60 an hour, or is it because there aren't enough? Because I know there's millions of them out there.
Okay, Larry. So I find that interesting that
I'm going
you
to New
said
Hampshire
only.
that pays 180 or whatever, and that's why a lot of businesses have gone to New Hampshire.
And also taxes.
Yeah,
you don't have the taxes. But
absolutely.
the reason is, Larry, I love how you say only. Like, listen, I personally think I call some attorneys ambulance chasers. They fabricate causes to get more money. But because I do have hands-on with this and I do support the attorneys, I know how much it is as a foot soldier when I have to go interview people. And I'm telling you, Larry, I had a case that was all the way in the Cape. Okay. Wrong address, wrong phone number, sitting at this guy's house. And it was to defend him. So it wasn't something to look at. So it was to help him because he stabbed someone at Stop and Shop, and a guy jumped out the car and went after him. And he had one of those little punch knives on his key thing. And the kid got so scared and he just automatically started hitting the guy. It was almost like a nail filer he hit him with. So yeah, it was an action he shouldn't have done, but
I was defending himself.
He was defending himself, and he's small guy, too small.
Yeah.
So Larry, I wasted 7 hours that day trying to track this guy out, and guess what?
Didn't find him.
No, I ended up getting the correct information after 7 hours in the Cape that he moved to Somerville. Okay,
that's great.
So you got to understand the system to me is broken, and I feel, we could have helped. What could have helped, I should say, is emergency contract with private attorneys, legal alerts to local security firms, reprioritizing our budget and the allocations on where it should have been. Tommy had something to say. The Massachusetts legal system has gone
bonkers.
Yes. Bad guys get
preferential treatment.
Yeah. That's why I have Larry here. He knows the big words.
Treated like Daniel penny.
No.
I can't speak of who that was.
Tommy, you want to take the
Yeah,
floor for
yeah.
Daniel Penny? Or Tommy, I'd gladly call you and get you live on the air if you would like. You know, if you're interested, call my number, brother. I'll give it to you right now. It's my business number. If you want to talk and you can explain. But you're absolutely right, Tommy. It's a broken system here. And the value of the system, every time I look, there's something they do good. And then there's 3 things that's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So
When you have the solution, Felipe, you run for the governor or the mayor or whatever.
listen,
because-
if I did, I would have all you guys that actually worked the field and actually have been beside me. And you know what?
just give me a pay for a no-show job. Okay, that's all I ask.
You know what? I used to love going into Boston. I used to
Yeah.
love just meeting people. I love everything about Boston. I'm so proud that I am a Bostonian. And you know what? Family's been there. I've been there my whole life and then moved out to the suburbs. But I'm still a Boston kid, and you know what? I love it. But as I explained, is emergency contract with private security and understanding the detriments and the importance of what's going on the street. It seems like no one cares, and then something violent happens, and then they're like, "Oh my
Then they
God,
care.
oh
Then-
my God,"
yeah.
you know what I mean? With their hands on.
Yeah.
So discussion points with this is what I wrote was, what does this say about Massachusetts and priorities? Victims are being told their trauma doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And that's where, once again, because we bring it back to the Melena Casp thing is these people might be suffering from trauma. Okay. There might be more that we're not paying attention to. Okay. So how about the people that had the violent crime done to them? Now that person now is walking right in
Right.
front of them
Yeah,
without
that's-
an issue, without a situation,
yeah.
and they're laughing in your face. How much trauma
right.
is that going to be employed on you? Like, oh my God, if I just got jumped and
That
beat
could be
down,
devastating. It could be like shit,
And then-
a violent crime against you, and then the person's just
and
they're
think
free
about this.
because they couldn't get legal representation.
But break it down, Larry.
Yeah.
When that violent
Yeah.
crime happened to you, what did you have to do?
Everything. And
You
then
had to go
then
testify.
It got turned onto
On
me.
you as
And then
being the
I'm
person.
the bad guy.
Exactly. But here's
And I
the
am a
sad.
bad guy.
Yeah, Larry
Yeah,
is
so
bad.
bad.
Look at the last name,
Yeah.
Labadini.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
you have to go and you testify and you do
Yeah.
all this, and these in the police
And then-
department and everybody else, they're getting all this information to put this person behind jail.
Yeah.
Now this person just
Yeah.
ended up having everything dismissed from them. Now they're in front of your face.
Again. Yeah.
How scary is that to know that the guy that just
Yeah.
assaulted you or raped you or did
Yeah.
whatever is now dismissed?
Like, yeah, shit.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
that's-
on. So I think it's just
That's where the system's really
yeah.
broken.
So, you know, once again, my discussion is about Massachusetts and how broken we are in this system. So I don't even know where to go from here, but this other case is
Montero for mayor.
never.
slogan?
How about Montero and we just go around picking on people?
Okay.
So I'm gonna bring up something. So what time do we got? Because I know we got Maria's last
Yeah.
banter.
Yeah.
So I got 2 last things I wanted to discuss. So I'm going to be totally honest with you. I didn't watch Karen Reed's case.
I didn't either.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch it because someone's life was taken, and I just don't show support in the amount of news that was going on. And I know people out there are going to be like, but how about her being wrongfully prosecuted and this and that? That's your perception. That's what your beliefs are. Someone died, and that's all I'm sticking to. Okay.
2 sides to every story.
But what I found interesting is this: how people get about money. Okay. So a grand juror leaked names and info from a sealed federal investigation. She just pleaded guilty to contempt. Okay. I feel, me personally, that's a minimal amount of punishment. I think it raises a serious concern about case integrity and media bias. And I just feel that when someone that I know, when I get picked for a jury and they say you can't disclose or speak about it, I am so in fear of speaking about it to go to jail and
Yeah.
wonder about it. I don't want to go to prison. This person gets a slap in the wrist for it.
What did she get? Did they say?
Nothing.
Or he?
What do I
don't know if
got?
it's a he or a she, but
It would
you said they pled guilty, but
they
maybe
pled
they haven't.
they pled guilty, and I
Probably
think
a fine or something.
yeah, I think it was a fine, and
Okay.
that was basically it. It wasn't anything else. It was jury and anonymity. I don't even know. I put the word in, but procedural monitoring, confidential audits, and so what I say, what could have helped is not only when you pick a jury, especially for something as this big of a case, you need to know who that juror is. Just by asking cases about, or speaking to them, I don't think that's where the value is on top of it. I think you need to, for cases like this, there's certain cases where it's a traffic case or something like that, running a red light or something, and it goes to a jury trial. But I think when it comes to a murder and stuff, I don't think it should be, jurors should be, what's the word I'm looking for when they go and
let 'em
interview?
go?
No, when they
Oh.
interview you.
Oh, at the
for the
beginning,
case,
where
yes.
they can dismiss you if
Yes,
you
yes,
when
yes.
they sequester
Jury
the
picks-
jury
yeah,
or whatever.
whatever
Yeah,
it
not
is.
sequester, but
Yeah, whatever.
when
You're
they
picking the
select the
jury.
jury, you can dismiss.
Yes.
Oh, he's
Yes.
Italian. Let's get him off because of this. And
I think when it comes to that, it should be more involved.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're asking someone to play with someone's life at that time, guilty or not guilty. And I think certain jurors should be held at a higher standard for that.
yeah, all it takes is one.
That's it. So my whole point is this is how mistrials happen, okay? Because this one person
Or hung juries. Yeah.
could turn around and make this whole case come back. How can the public trust in any verdict when the jury is compromised?
Compromise.
Okay. So my question, how would you discipline an officer for a leak like this? Should jurors face prison time? Like, what do you do with this?
I don't know the answer to that, Philippe. I mean, prison time? Well, yeah, actually, if they're you're talking a murder trial and you got compromised
You're talking about a police officer, which to me it doesn't matter blue or
no,
human.
it doesn't matter.
It's a death, okay? It's a family member that lost a child, okay? And there's still nobody knows still the real story.
You need the story of why that juror did what he or she did.
Oh, we know why.
Let's go back 25
Larry.
years and
it's money.
It's a mob trial, and all of a sudden, one juror gets. Your family's going to get, taken out if you don't fucking find this guy innocent, and that one juror can hold the whole thing up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think,
and are you going to convict them for that because your family was threatened? Like you were told your daughter, your wife, your mother, everybody's going to go.
So think of what you just said.
So what are you going to do?
Think of what you just said. There's more to this. There's a lot more to this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like step one, who do they leak it to?
Right.
And why did they leak it?
Where's the details of what it was?
And what information, since you leaked it out, it's already public knowledge.
Yeah. Why aren't we telling them what it is? Exactly.
So there's so much more to the story that still confuses me. So we're going to jump from that. And, I think all of this is pretty sad news. And we're going to discuss, and I want to give all my condolences to the lost lives and the family members out in New York and Manhattan. So finally, for the closer, and then we'll have Maria show up. So Maria, if you'd like to work your way down, please come on down and you will have your moment. So let's discuss what happened. So finally, we head to Midtown Manhattan, where corporate security was put to the ultimate test and failed. Okay. That's how I look at it. They failed. Okay. And I'll show you why they failed in a second. But I want to discuss on what happened in the lives that were lost. And I also want to discuss on this person, Shane Devon Tamora, his name was. He worked as a security person at the Horseshoe in Las Vegas.
Casino.
Okay. Yeah, he did security surveillance. So now we have someone that has a little background in security, that has some training, that knows what protocols, policies, and procedures are, which is great if you know the job.
Yeah.
Bad if you're learning it to
Using
do
it.
the bad thing.
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
using it.
shit.
So he has background in security. He knowingly has background because he has an LTC. LTC is licensed to carry.
Yeah.
So he was able to purchase a weapon.
Yeah.
Exactly. So whatever he wanted to. Now this is where it gets interesting. His father was a retired from the LAPD because he's from California, right? He's from LA.
Yeah.
So his father worked for the LAPD, but also he had. Now this is where it's interesting to me, to everyone. So I know when I go for my LTC, do you have your license to carry?
No.
I believe
I carry
everyone.
illegally.
Okay. Okay. Once again, we don't need to know that.
Yeah.
But I find that Massachusetts is one of the hottest places to get a license to carry. We go through so many things. I've had my license to carry since I was 21. I'm 55 years old. So I've been blessed. I've had my weapon. I've never once had to use my weapon. Thank from the blessing of God. But we're talking about a gentleman, okay, per se, because I'm referring to him not as a piece of shit at this moment, because there's a reason to that.
Right.
So this guy had 2 mental health crises from 2022 to 2024. Now, we also have LTC classes, and we've been blessed, and you guys have seen it on my podcast. We've been blessed with George Hill, retired FBI, services and everything. He's an unbelievable teacher, very knowledgeable, an incredible guy. We still offer classes with George teaching it. Thank you, George. Shout out to you. But we had a guy that came in that I knew that worked for my company, and he applied for his LTC, and it showed up that when he was 17, he had a mental breakdown. He is 24 years old.
Okay.
When he was 17, guess what happened?
They declined it.
Absolutely, Larry.
Yeah.
They declined it.
Yeah.
So why is this guy, nothing to do with our state, because our state does do an incredible job.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, basically it. He had a crisis, a mental ill breakdown from 2022 to 2024, right? It's documented.
Okay.
It's documented, okay?
Right.
So, says that he had CTE, right?
Okay.
So that's what he's saying he had.
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know CTE, we're gonna make Larry say the big words because I don't know how to say it.
Concussion, something.
Concussion, trauma, and then there's this big word at the end. Dr. Wong, you might be able to know that.
Something.
Empathy. It ends with pathy. We're not even trying to disrespect it, but we don't know how to say it.
But yeah.
So
it's multiple concussions and
football
players get it,
and who
wrestlers, boxers,
constant
MMA
trauma in
you,
the head.
Me,
yes. Well, us was from drinking and headbutting things. So, but let's just break this down. This guy bought legally an M4 style rifle for $1,400. Okay,
with a license.
With the license.
It's not a state that you didn't need it. Okay.
So my friend owns V-Line Tactical, and what he does is when you go and purchase a weapon, definitely drop my name and give you a discount. So when you go down there, he also runs you. He runs a jacket check on you. Okay. So let's just break this down. He goes there and he buys this weapon up there. Okay. Let's break down the timeline. He didn't report for his job on Sunday after he purchased the weapon. He drove 2,000 miles.
Oh, from Vegas.
From Vegas, brother. 2,000 miles in his BMW through Colorado. So we're traveling with a weapon.
States, yeah.
I wrote it down because I found 2,000 miles. I'm like, what's 2,000 miles? So Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa. Thank you, Larry. And New Jersey, arriving in Manhattan late Monday. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you a picture of everybody.
What time was this in the morning? Did you say it's sometime in the morning?
Sometime in the morning.
Daylight. Yeah.
So I want to show you a picture for those of you that are on. Where did I take a picture?
Or whatever.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but maybe I don't have the picture, but I swear I had it because I showed Larry. Well, anyways, I'm sorry. I had the picture.
Keep going. I'll find it.
But want to explain something, and we were just discussing it about the South End situation that occurred. This guy is walking into a building holding the M4 in his hand down the sidewalk in Manhattan, per se. Okay, not per se. He's walking there, holding the weapon in his hand, walking. Where? Here it is. Here it is.
There you are.
That's him on the sidewalk walking down. So for those of you on YouTube can see this in Manhattan, brothers.
Man, I would have made a video of that.
See that on Facebook? Walking down, but yet they're taking a picture. But how? From cameras. That's a security camera, everybody.
I would have
So-
videoed it and got
so-
a lot of likes.
So think about
Yeah.
that. Exactly. And that's what
Right.
happens in our life. So he enters, right? The Park Ave building, 345 Park Ave, right? So let's just think of that with the intentions of going in and killing people in the NFL headquarters
headquarter office.
because he feels they should be held liable. He never played football, by the way, everyone,
Except high school.
like high school
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
So he feels
That's
they
what
should
he
be
does.
killed because he has CTE. So he enters
He
there.
thinks he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also has body armor on, everyone. And this is before 6:30 p.m. He enters the building. Okay. He opens fire on an officer. God bless you and your family. My condolences. Deidral Islam, an off-duty officer, then kills a security guard. Okay. Killed. Then, from the blessing of God, even though that occurred, his goal was to get off at that floor where the NFL headquarters was, right?
Yes, NFL headquarters.
Yes, he got off at the wrong floor.
He took the wrong elevator, actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
wrong elevator.
Yeah.
Then he entered a company called Rudin Management offices, and he killed another employee. This guy's never played football. He targeted the NFL to protest about the CTE, right? And then in his note, what did it say?
He wanted to donate his brain to have studied for CTE.
To have
Yeah.
study. So
Yeah.
I find it
And
interesting.
chances are
Larry.
he has it, but
Yep. So Larry,
or mental illness in general. But
so the reason why I found this story beyond interesting is because we've known football players and people that have done some crime
Mhm.
and they've said, donate my brain.
Right. To
And this
study
is
it.
why, like the wrestler, he killed his family. What was
Family.
his name?
Chris Benoit.
Chris
Yeah, he-
Benoit. Chris
Yeah.
Benoit. And I used to
wife
love
and
him.
kid, yeah.
WWF, right?
Yeah.
Incredible. Then we had that football player also.
Long, right?
Long,
Yeah.
yes, long. The same thing. And they're saying it's like I'm so confused. So to me, it's like, what happened? The shooter entered 345 Park Street with an M4 rifle. We see it, we're seeing it, we're watching him.
Well, that's the fucked up part. is
Exactly.
that
Well, I'm trying to break it
you're
down.
walking down the street.
And
how is nobody, even if you're
come on
if
in,
you're
Maria.
carrying, why wouldn't you shoot the fucking guy before he even got in there?
Well, let's just say you
Yeah.
couldn't shoot him, right? Soon enough, we're gonna have Maria come on in. We're just gonna wrap up what we're gonna discuss. No, take this
Get
one.
in, get in.
And so I do apologize, everyone, but let's just break that down. Let's really think about this. So not only everyone, you know, my sister Maria. So not only did this individual, right, walk down the street. Now we've all been to New York. You know how hard it is to find parking spaces in New York? You can't. So where did this guy get out? And Larry, if you want to show Maria the picture if she didn't see it, but where did this guy get out when he parked to jump out with this rifle, right? An M4 and walk to this building. Okay. So the outcome of all this sad story, right? 4 dead, including an off-duty cop and a high-ranking Blackstone executive.
How do you not?
Businesses were shut down. Widespread fear. You know you can hear this on the mic. So
Oh,
let's talk right now. So the mic picks up
So what
everybody.
were we saying, Maria?
So what could have helped? And that's where I kind of want to end. What could have helped? What do you feel? Because once again, I got the security perspective of
That
it.
should have
So-
stopped in the street.
But how?
Okay, you can call 911. You can take action yourself if you are so inclined. There's, you've got a guy walking with a,
And nobody
if
saw
you have
him?
a pistol on you, I mean, people are licensed to carry.
Absolutely.
I know you don't want to get involved, but you see someone with a
But I am going to tell you
high-powered
something.
weapon,
But hold
you
on,
got to
Larry.
take a chance. You're going to go to jail.
I am going to tell you, you are talking one of the states that's the hottest place to get an LTC. Any
Yeah.
state that I can drive through, I'm good to go,
Right.
except for New York.
Okay.
Law enforcement will tell you you can carry anybody because they got the Leosa, and you can go anywhere you want. But New York's the only place you can. Okay, so New York,
So
I'm going to tell you, 99% of the people don't have an
Don't have
LTC.
Okay.
Okay, but what does Tommy say?
New York City, everyone's facing their phones. Put down the phone,
true.
point a weapon.
100%, and that's
Yeah,
what we keep saying constantly,
Yeah.
Tommy, constantly. So look, this is me from a security perspective. My sister now works for the company, so now she's starting to learn a bunch of stuff. So I took into it because when we take security contracts, one of the biggest things we do is we do audits. And audits is, I want to know how that past company failed. Okay, so now what I need to know is when I first meet my client, what do I need to do better that this company failed on? So before I ask that questions, I walk through that whole building with my staff and I point out some weak points and some concerns areas, egress, access doors. If that building's having piggyback, and what I mean by that is if you're hitting your ID, Maria comes up behind you and you hold the door for her, but she doesn't strike that ID. That's a concerning issue because now there's two reasons. Step one, we don't have her registered as coming in. Step two, how do we know she even works in the building? And step three, if something does happen and the fire department has to come and we have to evac the building, we don't have
Who came out?
everyone that came in.
Or
So now we got to go
Yeah.
in there and say, well, I did
Right.
see her come in, but she's not registered.
Right.
So this is how I look at it, right? Out of this poor situation and sad situation for people that have lost family members in themselves, you needed in all buildings. I don't care. You need it. I'm private security. People that are trained, companies like ours that go in and put the 100% effort. One of the biggest things that I push for is panic buttons. Okay. For those of you that are unfamiliar with panic buttons, they're just at the desk. They go right to the police department. Banks have them. You hit that teller button. They know. Have a panic button. Have a panic button.
Right. That guy walked in
Yeah.
and he walked by somebody. He didn't shoot the first person he saw. And if they had that,
Thank you.
bang.
So one of the biggest things that I'm known is because of some places that don't want to use security anymore or physical bodies anymore, physical patrols anymore, they've gone to camera systems. I refer to them as real time. Okay. So we're looking for, how can I say it? Real time monitoring. How do you say it? Monitoring. Yes. See, that's why I have them two here for the big words. So what that means is you have this camera system that actually, if I program it into it and say, pick up someone with weapons and everything, it has all this predetermined downloaded systems. And guess what it's going to do? That guy that you just saw the picture of, everyone, is walking down with the gun. So real time, it's going to show it to me hundreds of yards away. Okay. It's going to let me know, holy shit, there's a weapon coming.
Something coming. Yeah.
Panic alarms hit. Don't call. Panic alarm hit. There's going to be a crap load because you hit the panic alarm for serious situations, bomb threats, gun threats, things like that. And that's what you need. Then when was the last time an early threat assessment was completed? Okay.
On that guy?
On that guy. Okay. Now, lastly, because Massachusetts, I stand by you and it gets me mad when I see everyone talking about take everyone's guns. The amount of stuff and everyone here that's watching on Facebook, that's on there, understands, because when we go for our LTC, it's even harder now. It's even when I renew it now, it's even harder now. And I appreciate that because it stops certain individuals from getting it. But all these other places like New Hampshire and everything, and nothing wrong with New Hampshire. What's the saying in New Hampshire?
Live free or die.
Ah, the famous word, die.
Love New
Look at that. Look at that.
Love
I had
New
it in
Hampshire.
stereo. You could walk in there with your driver's license.
Anything.
and buy a gun.
Oh, yeah.
I have an issue with that. So I think everyone, as we do here, it's mental health coordination checks, is understanding when you go buy a weapon that this has to be. Tommy writes, what is Tommy? Schools need
The same thing.
absolutely.
We have that in place in our county. Armed officers at schools and now churches.
Yes, so we do
Churches.
churches. We also do churches, and I'm going to tell you something. It's saddened that a place that me and my sister used to go to for CCD, and now we have people that's armed that are in those locations and areas. But I'll tell you something. A little while back, when the Jewish community was having a situation that was occurring, we also did a few churches in Cambridge that required us to do armed security. And I was blessed to do it for them. And you know what? I'm glad nothing came out of it all. But it was saddened that we were called where people that were going there to practice any religion that they practice needed to have a weapon, and made some other people feel uncomfortable, but they needed to understand it was for their safety. And we didn't come in with the weapons hanging on our side. We wore suits and we had them there. We just did something in Boston too. When they held this, they had a Pope being inducted into this church, and we went in there and we were armed, but nobody knew we were armed. So it was a blessing that nothing happened. We dealt with a little minor situation, but that's it. But you know what? My discussion points, this proves access control is meaningless without action. Okay. And what I mean by that, I'm not trying to insult everybody. Certain security companies that are a lot larger than mine, they hire people as fillers. They're like, I don't care. I'm chasing the numbers. I'm chasing the finances. I'm not going to lie. That's why we all open up companies, is to be self-made and to develop our own wealth from it. But one thing is, as you get larger, you forget dignity of yourself and start to chase that buck. And then you just want that filler there. I hate to admit it. My sister's right here, and she'll tell you we have a low turnover, but we do have turnovers, and we term a lot of people. And how we term a lot of people is their failures to do work. For instance, Maria, what just occurred and happened to us at one of our bank sites?
Person clocked in and never showed up.
Exactly. So in case you don't know this, we're hired to do armed security at banks. We have a person that clocked in, which we thought was there because according to our readouts, it showed that she was there. I received a call 3 days later to be told that the bank has to be shut down. So imagine the amount of money that they lost that day. Okay. And so listen, I'm 100% liable for that. That's how I look at it. I'm not blaming my staff. I'm not blaming the person that didn't show up. So now I had to term that individual, and that individual not only has not respectfully called me back, not respectfully said anything to us, has my uniforms, okay, never showed up for work. So I just said to you in this whole synopsis thing is correction of me auditing and doing a self-assessment. So what have I done now? So for those of you to understand that I just don't talk my shit, that I do what I say I'm going to do. So with the director, Brian, we have now implemented GPS system, track system that goes onto your phone when you hit the Wi-Fi and you clock in. It's going to let us know exactly where you are. It's going to tell us what we had was a large perimeter because it is a small bank, but you're supposed to patrol outside too. We have now shortened the perimeter that now it's going to click to us to inform us you're outside of the perimeter. Okay. From the blessing of God and everything else that occurred, thank God they have their own protocols that are placed in positions where they shut down because they will not operate unless there's armed services there. So thank you for that. And once again, an apology is not going to suffice. A failure. And I truly admit that is a failure. And we've done the corrective measurements, and I've spoken to the director, and we're moving on it. Is it embarrassment? Yeah, it's an embarrassment, not for the person that worked for me, because guess what happens to that person? Nothing. That person will go and apply for another job, not even say they worked for me. And guess what happens?
They'll get hired.
They'll get hired. So without other security companies knowing this person's failed me, this person has done something that could have cost the contract, but they know I've been over there 4 years and I've done everything correct and everything. And they know me as an individual, a human and a man. I stand by what I say. They know this. Anytime there's been a situation, I've showed up and strapped up myself and gone there and have turned people right on site for failure to do their job.
No,
So
walking in and not showing up. It's
Yeah, at a bank.
Wonderful world that they
well,
live
any
very
company should
adult
know
in
that.
their own mind.
So you know what? Not even because we're discussing that little security thing and the failures, just to let everyone understand and know this. So if you're not familiar with DTEC system, which I don't believe in, is a system that's basically these dots in buildings. Okay, they're little round circles and they're dots. And you're supposed to hit it with a phone, and that tells people that you went to that location and did that round. I'm against those systems due to the fact that you could take a picture of it from your phone, mark it and save it, and then next thing you know, use the phone that reads the DTEX, and you could just hit it all night saying you were there. Okay, so just to let you know, if your clients are watching and everything, you want to have specifics. You want to do your own self audits on us as a company. You have internal cameras. I would tell you, whoever your director of operation is on your location that does reviews, you shouldn't just review when there's a situation. You should always do your self-assessment to see if the company that you hired is true to what they stand for. We understand there's going to be some failures as it was here, but this has cost lives. So these are things you should take to consideration, not consideration, that you should mandate panic alarms and armed security, especially in Manhattan, Boston, all these city areas where you have high profile things that occur and happen. Even if it costs your tenants, you have numerous amount of wealthy tenants that can all throw money into higher security. Okay. So
One guy did that.
one guy,
Let's remember that. One guy.
guy.
What a terrorist activity. What
How
if
many
there were
guys 9/11?
30 guys who came in and
How many
blew
guys
up the whole
9/11,
building?
brother? 4? Was it 4 or
Right,
6?
that's all it took.
And how
Yeah.
many lives were lost? So think of this. All started at an airport.
Right.
All started in an airport.
Yeah.
So once again, I just want to say something to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna move it on to Larry's, but first of all, I want to give shout outs. I gotta get my brother, also Tommy Titus, on Zoom one day. Once Tommy has time, he left the department and now he's a park ranger in Texas, and that makes me laugh. Tommy, you know, I got mad love for you always, but except for you always going for bats to my sister, so forget you. And the other thing I would like to say is I'm going to give you a fist bump. Larry's been in my life for over 39 years. 39 years I've known Larry. 39 years, and it's always a blessing to see him. He hooks me up with some killer cigars. Once again, I give shout out to Larry and his organization called Two Guys. He's up in Salem. Larry does an incredible job. If you are a cigar smoker and you're going to 7-Eleven Dairy Mart, don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that.
Yes, meet someone like Larry, and he will let you know. Call him on the phone, ask for Larry. You know what I mean? Speak to him and say, listen, this is who I am. Larry knows I like my cigars. I smoke them maybe once every 2 weeks. I like them light. I don't like harshnesses. So Larry tells me, I got you a cigar that has perfume in it. I love it. I don't care what he makes fun of me about, but it's all
I
good.
got you a girl's cigar.
He got me. Well, we're not trying to be biased, Larry. You got me a cigar. Larry, anything you would like to say?
I had a great time here. It was a lot of fun. You always do it well.
Thank you, Larry. I
And,
appreciate that.
Now you have your lovely sister who can take over and do her
Oh, no, you're staying.
mania.
Oh, no, Larry ain't going because we're going out for lunch.
All right,
yeah,
good.
we're going.
So
Good.
listen,
And
and
drinks.
I'd like to do this live. What did Tommy write? Because he's talking shit already.
LOL, love y'all.
Yeah, I love you all. Cut that Texas crap, bro. You're from here.
Y'all.
Yeah, you all. You all. Y'all. Bullshit. Y'all. So Larry, all kidding aside, what I always like to do, especially when I have the guests, you know, I've had so far every guest member that I've had that's co-host with me or just came in as a guest. First of all, was Peter DePisa. Him and his brother Robert. They own the Golden Banana, the Squires, and the Tens. But it's not even about that. It's because they are old friends, and I wanted to have a discussion about entrepreneurship because they came from nothing also. And they built themselves, and it was such a blessing to have him on because Peter's just funny. Then I had an old friend of mine also. His name was Orlando Mafucci that I was blessed to meet. And as we discussed, I dated his sister when we were younger, and then me and him became very close friends, and I'm still very close friends with Michelle. Shout out to you and your fiance. Mad love as always. You've always been a family member, and I appreciate you. Also, I've had my buddy George Hill, who teaches the license to carry class at Boston Sim Center, located at 37 Wakefield. Please come down. We own a simulator company, a gun simulator company, and you can shoot. Huh?
37 Water Street.
Didn't I say 37 Water
No,
Street?
you said 37 Wakefield.
Oh, 37 Water Street in Wakefield. See, that's why I have them here. And you know what? I've been blessed with so many things in life, and especially my beautiful wife. I've been blessed with her. She does TRT. She does Botox, Juvederm. Why do you think I look 20? So I'm having a hard time smiling, and it's not because of the Botox. So everyone's like, dude, you look like the Joker, so stop smiling. I still got a swollen lip. But listen, I would like to just say it before Maria jumps in. My sister will tell you, we basically came from nothing. We came from a hardworking mother.
God bless.
Incredible family. And don't give up on anything. Stay blessed. So Maria, go ahead.
Wow.
Take us home, Maria.
That was a lot of heavy.
Yeah,
That
of
was a
course,
lot of
heavy.
heavy.
I might need.
I like the clothes. Larry, what do you want? I got some Henny. What do you want, Larry?
Johnny Walker Black's looking pretty.
Do you
good
want
to
another
me.
cup? Nobody sees this. I'm doing it off the air.
Let me finish this.
Well, are you over 21 after 39 years of
Oh.
friendship?
I got an idea.
Okay,
Maria.
there you go.
But Larry,
Ah,
I want to show you something. One of my buddies gave me one of these.
oh wow.
Very.
That's way out of my league.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
It's way out of my league. Don't give me that. That would be a waste.
Look.
What have I gotten into?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
you never empty it. It would have been good with coffee.
No, it would be terrible. With
So
coffee.
that's why this program's never for children.
That wasn't coffee anyway.
No, there you go.
I-
Salud.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
say, is that the cover? The cover up.
Whoa.
I even got Makers 46 if you like it.
Que bene.
So hold on, let me look. Michael Wong, the jury selection
Do you want
process.
some before you?
No,
leave?
no,
Who's the-
God no.
wait,
Should look at that thing?
Hey, screwball.
Hey, what?
Mike Wong says it's called jury process. Oh,
Jury-
Elaine says hello, Larry.
Hello.
Elaine says hello, Larry. Steve Maxim is watching. That's Maria's husband. He's like,
Hi,
I don't know
honey.
what Steve's doing. He's probably
Hey,
drinking a
Steve.
30 pack. Steve, you should come down one day and jump on board.
He's working.
Because you know why, Steve? Not to take it away from Maria. Dude, I don't give a shit you're from Lowell. Lowell's a bunch of wusses. Everybody from Lowell you meet. Oh, I'm a boxer. You know who's a boxer? Mickey Ward's a boxer. Okay? Mickey Ward made Lowell. None of you guys made Lowell. I remember going to bars in Lowell. Everybody after a few drinks. You know who I am? You know who I am? Yeah. Say it after I slap you. So, anyways, right, Tommy? Go ahead, Maria. We're going to have Maria discuss something today, which we just go right off the cuff. We don't even know what Maria's coming in with. And thank you for joining Security Tales. Please hit the bell. Ding, ding. I'm going to put a bell here when I
You
do that.
need a bell.
Bing, bing.
You need
Hit
one of
that
those-
bell.
you need one of those
Subscribe.
little
Tell your
tablets.
friends to subscribe. Subscribe. Go ahead, Maria.
Gosh, I have so much to say.
Oh, good.
I think what it is that I'm doing is working on road rage. My husband and I
Oh,
have this discussion because I do live in Drake, and my ride back and forth is sometimes over an hour. So what I want to complain about is how people don't use their blinkers. That annoys the living hell out of me. I think it's so annoying. I do not know that you're going to switch into another lane, so I might go into that. So I have a pet peeve and I get road rage and make gestures, which I've been warned by my brother. In today's world, you can't do that. But it's really disturbing.
But she has mace on her now.
But I am going to say on a sidebar, I had a wonderful experience and it changed my whole outlook on like driving to Drake because I was driving in the
A não
breakdown.
esqueça para lugar a nossa mora, para
Sim.
você against Georgia.
We are in the brake lane and I'm behind like a
Because
Scooby.
you can drive
I
in the
can do
breakdown
that.
lane at a
Yeah,
certain
and I do it
time.
at the right time.
So
Some people jump
Maria's
on
not
early.
violating the laws,
Nope.
everyone.
From
She can
3
do it.
o'clock on, I can do it. So I'm behind this like Shaggy mobile, like the Scooby Doo,
Oh, nice.
and I'm kind of
No offense to anyone's
Yeah.
vehicles.
No.
Because Maria drives a
No.
Mercedes. No offense, everybody. Go ahead.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm behind this Volkswagen, I think it is, and it's
Which-
like lime green. And
Oh,
it
now
has,
we're picking on colors. We
has-
love lime green, by the way.
It has curtains, and the person is literally going like 25
Where's
miles.
the curtains, Maria?
It's like around the sides of the
Well,
windows. that
that's
are there.
pretty
Oh,
strange
so-
because that means they have inspection sticker, which is illegal to have.
No, it's
Having
on, it's
curtains.
on the side. Like it's like a little minibus. So like
Oh, it's
the
a
back-
minivan.
like one of those, like a Scooby Doo, like a Shaggy thing.
Yep.
And I says, forget this. I'm going to go into the other lane because this guy's going to be puttering around. So he does the old school, taking a left turn, like
Oh,
doing all
stuck his
that.
arm
He
out
didn't
like-
even have a blinker.
Like
This
on a
guy's
bicycle.
professional. That's respectful.
And then
I would have been like,
and I-
thumbs up to
and-
you, Mr. Volkswagen
And I
guy.
gave him the high beam, and he gave me the thumbs up. That was the
Oh.
first bit of courtesy I got
Wow.
on
So,
the
Maria,
road.
how old was he?
I did do a drive by, and they did look a little bit older than I thought they would.
So, Maria, it's probably somebody you knew from Huntington Beach when you lived out in California.
Possibly.
Probably was a surfer boy. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
surfing people.
But I was just kind of thinking to myself all along. I just start feeling like people have just lost human like courtesy, kindness, and all that. And I was judging this person because of the vehicle they drove, and they were the one person that on the road
Did the right thing.
did the right
So,
thing.
Maria-
So, guy in the bus,
Maria, let's go back for a
thank you.
second. So, since I started this podcast, this is probably why I started it, is the word judgment.
So judgy, so judgy.
Yeah,
I think-
I agree.
I-
I mean, I'm the same way.
See,
I judge
and I
people
think
before I.
That's what separates
Know them.
all of us from each other, is because we pass judge. Now, I know for a fact when we moved from Boston to where we're at, the culture was different, the clothes was different. So now we started dressing like the area we were from, wearing Exosole shoes, AJ pants, going to DJs, and then we'd go back to the city and people would be wearing different clothes, and then we would judge. So I always go back to those times where that's why I don't judge anymore. And my wife gets caught up in it and goes, oh my God, blah, blah. We can't judge because what is it going to lead to? False perception.
Do you think I was judging the person in the car?
You just said you were judging him.
In it,
You
said- you
at the
said you
beginning,
pre-
'cause of the
you
vehicle.
said it.
Of
But you
course.
said it.
I'm not. I'm saying that I was, but like
Everyone does that.
looking at this car, it's
But-
putting around, it's going less
And
than
you
the
made a
mile.
judgment.
And I says, "Oh, gee, I know." But then, well, I like you're.
But you said it.
Yeah.
But you said it.
Everyone does that.
No, but I
not
understand
judging.
that.
I was just
But I
thinking
just
the
said.
car was so old.
So, Maria, can I ask you
and
something?
that person gave me kindness. So thank you if you're
So-
watching.
So here's my question to you. So every time I'm in a vehicle and some uneducated person does something
Stupid.
in front of me, I know for a fact, which I've stopped doing it because my wife's Asian.
Oh,
And the
okay,
famous
here we
line
go.
is
Can't s-
must be an Asian driver. Okay.
okay.
There's
I-
other nationalities now.
No,
That's
There
all.
isn't.
Yes, there
If
is.
you're a bad driver, you're a bad driver.
Yeah.
That's how I look
Right.
at it. Because I'm not gonna lie, lately I've been seeing people that are driving bad have been kids.
Yes.
literally-
Agreed.
Literally
Agreed.
kids that got their license during COVID time that
Right.
really have no experience, which brings us back to when me and Chris first started this and we discussed the Massachusetts State Police Academy, where now we're having people that have never driven a car, never had a license, that go in for 6 months of training. How long, Larry? You were an insurance guy. How long did we have to go to driver's ed for?
I don't remember. That was
Larry.
like ancient history.
But
to
it
me.
still goes
I
on
think
now.
I think it was like
It was a
15 and a
long
half.
time.
I
Weeks
forget.
or something. Like,
Yeah,
was
you
like a
had to go
summer.
it
through
was a
all this.
long
It was
time.
longer than these people go into the Mass State Police or any police department
Yeah.
and get trained. You get your license.
So what is it now? It's different. They changed.
What do you
it?
mean if you go into the department and you don't
No.
have an LTC? I'm sorry, LTC. You don't have a license. You don't have a car license.
Right.
You've never driven.
Right.
Step one, you're 25, 26 years old. You've never driven a car. No
Right.
experience.
Right.
You go into the academy. They teach you how to drive.
Okay.
You get your license, Larry.
Right away.
Right away, Larry.
Nice.
Larry, you've never driven in snow. You've never driven in rain.
Oh, yeah.
You've never driven in the wintertime. Never driven. So come on. But
Well,
go ahead, Maria, because I still say you said the word judge.
to finish with yours though, before you do it.
No, I take these long drives and I'm consistently,
Maria, do you work?
yes.
You do a lot of driving for someone that
Yes.
doesn't work.
Yes,
I got you,
live-
Steve. I got you.
live
I don't
so
worry, Steve. I got you,
far.
Steve.
I live so far. But I just consistently, I
Oh.
guess you're right. I was being judgy on the appearance of the car.
No, I'm
but-
not judging you, Maria.
But
I'm just repeating what you said because now you're making me feel
I know,
anxious.
I know this. My
Okay.
brother loves to be controversial with
Yes.
everything I say.
Salute.
Well, that's the way. the
Oh,
podcast
listen, I'm
works.
adding,
You have to have,
Maria,
like,
I'm going to add something
yin
else
and
to your
yang.
story, but go ahead
Yeah.
because I'm going to be controversial.
I am too.
But all I'm saying, so I guess the entail would be me conceding to you saying, yes, I was being judgy, but in the entail, I got respect on the road, which is all I asked for. And
But how about you? Did you give the
Did you
person
give it?
respect?
yes, I did.
Because it's interesting that you said first, like a bully, I got respect.
I
You
do.
want respect, you don't give
He
respect.
didn't have a blinker and he gave me the sign that he wanted to turn,
Okay.
get into my lane. I flashed him and said, come on
Go
over,
ahead.
buddy.
Well,
And then he
But
gave
if
me
he
the
didn't,
thumbs up.
right.
You would have given him the.
Yep.
And I do to those who
Right.
who cut me
See, but
off.
why?
And they don't say
Or you
thank
go
you.
like, go
I'm
ahead,
like-
and then they
they
just
don't just-
ignore you,
yeah,
and I go,
I'm not gonna
That's
lie.
the thing.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
I
I'm
get
losing.
mad. I get mad.
I do lose that.
Oh, Tommy's in the car
In
listening.
the car now.
Don't get
On his
carried
way
away.
here. He
Hey.
says, keep the podcast going 3 more hours, and he'll be here."
Listen, Tommy, I got a question for you. Tell me it wasn't you
Because
that was
Maria would
driving the
like to drive
Volkswagen
on
with the curtain on it that my sister was beeping at.
Sucks.
Because I get a feeling
I
that
didn't
seemed
beep.
like a
I
Texas.
didn't beep.
It seems like a Texas kind of car. So, Maria, let me ask you something.
No.
Just something interesting. So I understand what you're saying, and I absolutely understand because we're associated to Boston driving, and we're referred to as what?
Masshole.
Massholes. Thank you. But one of the worst places that I've ever dealt with driving, which I will never drive again to, I would only Uber is what
New
state?
York.
New York.
New York City. I
So
would never-
imagine living in New York where in the city, it's all cabs. And they don't care because it's not their vehicles.
Chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had one situation once again. It's not about the town itself, but it was the city of Boston. It's Chinatown. I can't drive in Chinatown. My car got hit in Chinatown.
Here we go.
And no,
Here we
no,
go.
but hold on.
Profiling again.
It wasn't an Asian, Chinese. It wasn't anybody. It was an American that was in the left lane that only goes straight. And and I'm making the right turn and they
Yeah.
drove right into my car because they wanted to make that left turn. So it wasn't even anybody that lived there. So I'm not being judgmental. I was just like, wow,
Absolutely.
Chinatown stinks to drive around because no one pays attention to it. But Maria, I want to move that story. So Larry,
Yeah.
you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Do you need another one before we
No,
begin?
I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
good. Yeah,
I'll
well,
get up and get you
I
another
don't
one.
want you to get up again.
No, I got no problem getting up. This is what I
Don't
do for
worry,
my
we're going
guests.
for lunch later. And
Listen, bro,
I can drink
treat my
plenty.
guests. I treat my guests. Larry.
How
You
But
might
first-
think I have a
first of all,
drinking
how did
problem,
my
but I don't.
segment
You got to
get
open
com-
the box and tell me what you think.
get
What's gonna come
completely
out of it?
I
Finger?
nothing. Just open the box.
Ah, Jesus!
Yes!
Fucker.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Everybody
Oh,
saw
you
that
bastard,
line.
you.
Everybody saw that line.
The last
Oh,
time I do this.
And I think
That
I
was
knew
for
that
my
was
guest.
there.
That was for
going
my
then.
guest.
I think I was
If
for
you missed it, that
I knew
was
something was coming.
that
I just
was
didn't
a
know
ride.
what.
that was a ride.
It's
If
gonna be
you
a
missed it,
cigar or middle finger.
if you missed it, everyone,
I
that
didn't
was
expect
incredible.
bug.
You need to go to YouTube at Security Tips to catch. Now, if you don't
That could go viral.
listen, if I was gonna say if that doesn't go viral, where Larry and Maria almost tipped back in the chair, which would have been excellent. God would have blessed me. That would have been TikTok phenomenal. Tommy, if you saw that, you would have died. They opened up the magic box, Tommy, and the spider came out, and they both almost fell back, brother.
And I have a
Oh
tooth
my
problem
God!
that I
Oh,
almost
yep,
fell
and
out
that
of.
wouldn't have been good because Mom's
That would've
probably
been
watching.
R-rated.
Yes.
R-rated.
So now that I got that, because I usually do it to all my guests, and they were the first two that didn't know what it was, and it was awesome.
Change my pants. Up.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh God.
So, Larry, I got a question for you because it has to be with I want to build this though. want to
Build it.
build this. Yeah, yeah.
Build it up.
Because we've gone a long time, everyone, but this is pretty interesting. So once again, been blessed, and you know, I have my family, and really means a lot to me, and a lot of stuff that I've realized. One of the things that really sucks about it is my daughter. You know, obviously I'm not close. I am close to my daughter. At least I thought I was.
You are.
But there's some situations. She's going to be 19. I'd like to say, love you, Jolieanne, and happy birthday. Your birthday will be coming up. I got mad love for you. No matter what goes on, I still love you, and I shouldn't even say I still love you. I've always loved you. That was wrong said. But I was blessed to be able to take my family away, rented out this beautiful home. We went to Gianni Versace, great restaurant, by the way. If you guys all got an opportunity, we went there. It was great. And also it's just great that the whole family was there. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes a 2-day trip is good because you catch up, you know, and you get the family back, but any more longer, you probably kill yourself. But we had the blessing of the pool, everything. There's a little things that went wrong, but you know, the grill, I think it was, didn't have the propane. But it was literally a mansion. And which I'm telling everybody, I've never done an Airbnb, but it's a lot cheaper than renting a hotel in South Beach, to be honest with you. And you're getting a lot more for your bang for your dollars, a lot cheaper. And one of my things are when you go and cook, Larry. When you cook, do you wash your steak or wash your chicken?
Wash a steak?
Yeah.
No, but chicken, I hate to cook chicken, so yeah, I'd wash.
Okay,
that.
so I just want everybody and anyone that's gonna watch this later on or anything. I just want to know if you do. So DM me or put it up on the TikTok, because I know for a fact you washing this causes more bacteria.
Told that, but
okay, known fact. You're even if you're washing it in the sink everywhere, you're 100% spraying it. So it's almost like going to the bathroom number 2 and realizing that if you don't put that toilet down to stop half of the toxin that just came out of your body, it spreads all over your ceiling and your walls. So people don't understand when I'm wiping down my shower walls and wiping down, and people go, "Oh God, you sprinkled the bowl." I'm going to clean the bowl. Don't worry about it. My main concern is everything else around it. So I make sure 3 times a week I wipe stuff, and my wife doesn't even realize. That's why I'm always grabbing those alcohol wipes. And thank you, Larry. And by the way, it doesn't even matter when you're brushing your teeth. The amount of bacteria from your mouth onto that toothbrush, you're supposed to change your bristle every 3 days. Every 3 days. Every 3 days because it's bacteria from it.
Nobody does.
So mom's my dentist.
But
oh my God.
But let's just go to Maria. So me and my wife, we don't wash our meats because we know once you cook it at a certain degree, you kill the bacteria. And Maria got all upset. Goes, "Oh my God, you guys don't wash your meat?" And I'm like, "No." And "Oh, that's so disgusting." And I'm thinking to myself, you're washing the meat, you're causing it to go everywhere there, but yet you go to that side, you're going and cutting it after you wash it back into the bacteria that you just cleaned it from, that just spread it everywhere. And who's that? There was a comment.
Pat.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Pat chicken or turkey.
Yeah. That's not a problem. So now listen, because this is Maria's more than 15 minutes now. I want
you
her
intervened in my whole thing.
Yes.
I had nothing.
No. Now I want you to explain why the importance of what you considered washing the chicken.
You're judging her right now.
No, I'm not. I need to know because maybe there's something medically. Okay.
So I don't care if it's called OCD or whatever, but we grew up in a household where you washed your chicken. You washed your meats.
I've never seen anybody washing it.
Mom does, and Mom, please.
Beef?
Beef. We rinse it, and then we put it on paper towels that's on a plate.
Yeah.
Honey, you should probably
There's
call it
nothing
now.
wrong with that.
And then you dry it. And steak, you let it sit to room temperature.
Before you grill it.
So your husband's always washed the food?
Any beef, I would
with
always
me,
let
he
the
does.
room
So
temperature.
No, but
everything
I'm
is
asking,
washed.
has he washed the food?
Yes,
We
he does.
actually
Before
take a
you.
phone call right now.
What do you mean before me?
Before you.
I don't know. I didn't know him
I just
before
want to
me.
know because you said,
I don't know.
"Hey, Mom,
Yeah.
how are you?"
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Okay.
Mom,
Yeah.
you're live on podcast right now.
Support your daughter.
Okay. So, Mom,
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna go back to when we were kids,
The old
and you know how bad I love to eat. Mom, you washed all your food, your chicken and everything before we ate. You washed it.
Yeah.
It's rinsed,
You-
right? In water,
No,
not
no,
washed
no.
like you're giving me a
I've-
bath.
I'm gonna tell you,
So-
Mom, I've sat in the kitchen,
You rinse
16,
chicken.
17
I
years
still
old.
would.
I've seen you
Still
take it out of the package, cut the fat out, and then put it in bake it.
Nope, she washed
Or
it.
no, I watch Mom put the
would. Or
seasoning.
marinated in
washed-
something maybe.
Vinegar.
So, Mom,
Maybe.
so you're gonna support your daughter
Oh.
and say live on the podcast that you've washed the chicken.
You know, even before you was born, well, because us we didn't have the beef, ground. When I came, because we wash all the meat when we caught it or anything, I was gonna wash it.
Was
And then you-
gonna watch it.
Hamburger meat.
You
Hamburger's
said,
hard to watch.
"Oh,
That's
like
what
this
she
to
thought.
me. What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna wash it." He said, "That's a girl. It is muido," because I didn't
Hamburger.
speak English. He
Hamburger.
said, "You
thought,
can't do
because she
that.
always washed
That's
the meat.
how bad I am to wash the meat."
Okay.
Bravo.
Do you notice? Do you notice how Mom
I'm
says
sorry,
before
I
you
can
were
teach
born?
you
Yeah,
too,
before.
but
Before you were born.
always
Backwards.
wash.
That's when life was good for my mother before I was born,
Of
where she just had
course.
my sister.
Of course.
Because then I was
Because,
always
yeah.
yeah.
She should
All
have
right,
stopped
Mom,
at
we're gonna
Maria.
move on because
Maria,
I'm
she
gonna
should've
call
stopped with
I'm
you.
gonna call Bull where Bull is because she's supporting her daughter.
No, it's
All right,
true.
Mom, love you.
I love you. I love her. I support both, but she tell the truth.
Thank you,
Tell her
Mama.
Larry says
Mwah.
hello.
Listen, anyone there that has a lie detector, we need to get one on. I need to borrow it for the day. Let's just
No.
do a lie detector
No.
series.
Tell your mom I'm coming to see her soon.
Yeah, Larry.
Larry's coming to see her.
Larry's coming down to see you, Mom.
Yeah.
So
But call me
Ma-
after that because I want to talk to you, okay?
And
All
just
right.
rinse the meat off before I come, though.
Did you hear Larry?
Okay.
All right, love you.
So-
Oh, hi. How
oh
you doing?
my God.
Got that late. Okay. It's
Mom.
on a delay.
We're live.
We're on a delay.
We're
Bye,
live.
Mom.
We'll talk to you. I'll call you after.
Yeah, that's we all that.
Love you.
Right now.
No, not that we're alive. We're live. We're live on the podcast,
Yeah,
Mom.
we're live.
We're
Yeah,
not,
we're
I know
live.
we're alive. We
This
wouldn't
might
be.
the longest
we wouldn't-
podcast ever.
I know someone's shutting us down.
We wouldn't be talking right now if one of us was dead, Mom. Okay, so I'll call you after the podcast. All right, love you.
Bye, Mom. Love
All right,
you.
all right.
Now,
Okay.
I don't know how that worked
So
out.
let me tell you really quick.
We're alive, Felipe.
I have watched people in the grocery store pick their nose, sneeze, do all kinds of disgusting stuff, and they touch the fruits and they touch the potatoes and any of the stuff that's in the open, actually eat it and do that stuff. So to me, everything needs to be washed, everything needs to be rinsed. You yourself have a special, I don't know, water bottle, whatever that you use to
I
clean
use a copper.
for your broccoli, which I
Well-
thought was interesting because I says, wow, I probably should kick it up a notch and use something
Well,
like
my
you.
my fruits are different. My fruits and vegetables are totally different. You're correct, but that's because it has pesticides in it.
Oh,
So what I do is I do a half a cup of vinegar, a teaspoon of baking soda, and then I fill it up and I let it soak for 15 minutes and I clean everything out of it. And the amount of particles and brown spots and everything when the water is because I'm cleaning all that.
Mhm.
Totally agree with my fruits and everything. I do that. And I'm not disagreeing. I just don't wash my meat. What is
Listen,
Tawny-
This is the best
Tommy
one
said-
ever.
So wait a minute. Let me
Hold on,
interject.
Tommy might be backing you.
Tommy, I cannot lose my train of
Before-
thought to
keep
Felipe.
your thought.
So my thought for washing the meat. So you think that meat that looks so beautiful and red and awesome. it
That's
does-
Winnie. Winnie likes it
When it's
beautiful and red.
gray,
doesn't
it's
have.
disgusting.
So you mean to tell me that natural coloring, which we all know they make
It's
it look pretty
dyed,
because their
like,
packaging.
like salmon. When
Thank
you go,
you.
it's red.
So why
Oh,
don't why
And
don't
what
you
color is
wash it?
salmon?
dye.
What
Yeah,
color? What
it's
color is
dyed.
salmon?
I thought it was
It's like a
is it white?
pinkish.
No, it's gray.
Is it gray?
Is it
Salmon,
gray
the real
totally?
salmon's great.
Which is funny, but they're still using it to make beautiful packages of
That's
meat.
why you only
Oh,
get
they make-
wildlife.
You
Ah,
should
perfect.
wash it, but not everybody can afford your fancy little meat selections there, Felipe.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm gonna put something
So
good
this is
with
the
that
best
hasn't.
one ever. because-
Tommy's always got good ones.
Well, he almost crashed, which makes it wonderful.
And that's why I said Tommy.
My God, I almost crashed 3 times. I had to pull my Volkswagen Shaggy mobile over. Now I'm gonna pick up my girlfriend and go ahead, tell my wife, because she is also the girl I call a friend. LOL. All right, Tommy, that's fucking awesome.
I never
Thank
understand
you,
Tommy.
We wash our
Christina.
cars before we eat them. You should wash the cow before you
You
eat
should
them.
wash
I
everything.
got nothing to say. So
Thank
Maria,
you.
Maria's
Try not to
fight
think of it
today
that
is
way when I
everyone.
eat it. Like, I don't
You
think of
need
it
to
that way.
wash your food before you eat.
Even the rice.
What?
Maria, do you store your
Whoa.
rice after you eat it?
Do you boil your rice?
I don't
Do
eat-
you boil your rice?
I don't eat rice. My husband eats
Well,
rice.
If you boil your rice, it's already being washed while
No.
you're cooking it.
You
Same
wash
thing with
it
meat,
'cause-
though, Larry.
Oh,
Some-
you're talking getting those grains
And
out of the
sometimes there's
stones?
little creepy crawlies
Stones.
in there,
Hell
whatever
yeah,
it is.
I get
Notice
that.
the
you
eyes,
do
everybody.
that.
I won't do that, but I know what you're talking about.
You can always eat at my house. Everything
Those
is washed and
nutrients are good
clean.
for you.
We're good.
Don't start
We're
saying
good.
that because all your followers will start
Oh,
watching
yeah.
and going, "Oh,
That's
let's
all
get
right.
Maria's address."
Let's text their address right now. There you go.
Thank you.
all right, everyone. Anything else, Maria, for your little talk of fame?
Just one last thing about
Go
the
ahead.
driving.
Go ahead.
Today, driving, is this against the law?
Sucks.
This car,
You driving Maria's against the law, but go ahead.
this car had like these blue lights, and I thought it was a
Oh,
Yes.
cop.
cop, but-
Yes,
It
it's
wa-
absolutely
It
against.
wasn't a cop,
But yeah.
and I thought
Where
it
was
was
the
a
blue
cop.
lights? And I'm going to tell you
I
something.
actually took a picture of it.
Yeah,
oh
show me.
my God.
Because just
It
to
was
let you
so
know,
bad.
While you were driving, right?
Just to let
I'm
you know.
on the phone and I'm trying to take
Oh,
pictures.
that's awesome.
there's Uber drivers that put these Uber signs that have blue that
Oh,
are blue signs
oh.
that say they're Uber and they're lights. Sometimes from far away they look
Like a cop.
like a cop, and I'm like, why do they have it on their windshield? Because it's
There's
absolutely
anything
absurd.
wrong with that. We're not.
It
joking.
absolutely
Yeah.
is wrong with that. You're not supposed to have
No,
blue
no,
lights.
I'm
It has to
saying.
be white,
Yeah.
white or yellow. I know that for a fact because I can't have
I
blue
get
lights
it.
on my cruises.
So I did my best, so you can see
Got
it
the
didn't.
picture.
It was blue.
Yeah.
Those
So
things
what
were
those
blue,
are?
but
Where is
that
those
you can't
are-
see it. You
No,
can't
no,
see
no.
it.
But that's
Is that
neon.
93?
That's neon
No.
lights.
Oh.
So he has illegal lights on it, and that's all it
Legal?
is. Illegal. They're
Illegal.
neon
So
lights.
these
Neon
illegal.
lights.
things were so bright and
Yeah.
blue, and I
Oh,
almost
yeah.
pulled over like an idiot.
And said,
And
what-
it was
Yeah.
a Lexus, but I said I'm going to ask. I thought Chris was going to be here today.
Nah,
Shout out
Chris-
to Chris getting
Chris-
his massage.
Well, I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah.
truthfully, I don't know if it's a massage. He said he had an
Let's
appointment.
not go
And
there.
usually it's
Listen.
Chris's massage.
Chris, I'm defending you.
Yeah,
right
Chris-
now.
of course he
I'm
does.
gonna.
Of course,
I
Larry
have to
is.
support you.
Hey, listen, all kidding aside, thank you so much to everyone. I'm going to let them say goodbye. But hey, I really appreciate the support. Please get other people to watch the podcast. DM me what you want to speak about. Let me know. Obviously, we're going to have Maria going on for the next every time we have a segment, we're going to have a Maria moment. And God bless us all because I don't know where it goes.
For a moment,
But,
Send requests. I'm
Oh
happy
God,
to
don't send
discuss.
requests. What does Tommy say? Tommy's saying something.
oh
My
yeah.
Ranger Mule has blue lights that blink with yellow.
Ranger Mule has blue lights that blink with
Yeah,
yellow.
he's a Texas Ranger though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what Tommy does now. He's a Ranger.
But it was really scary because if it was at night, I would have pulled over.
Yeah,
And
but
as
it
a
won't. It
female-
doesn't. When he turns it on, it doesn't go that way. It's because it's neon. It's the glare from it. I know the lights because you're not supposed to have them. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. For the ones that catch us afterwards, thank you so much that join us. Please subscribe, hit the bell, any comments, anything you want. Tommy, shout out to you. Dr. Winnie Wong, shout out to you. Also, I want to send out a personal welcome and blessing to my close friend and family member, Jay Razzo. Jay, I'm so happy everything worked out great with you. Keep strong, brother. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Larry Burns. Larry's an old friend of mine. God bless you, Larry. And this isn't a fight for you. This is already an accomplishment, man. You're going to beat everything. And I can't wait to have you on the podcast to discuss with it. I'm going to leave it not a conversation about it until Larry's here in front of us. but you're an awesome
Thank
friend.
you, Christina.
And Christina, please pick the biggest bridge and jump off it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Christina. And by the way, I find it interesting that everyone's able to write to us when they're supposed to be working. All right, get to work. Once
No one
again,
works anymore.
Maria, Larry, say goodbye.
Bye.
This is my sign off.
Thank
So
you.
long.
So long. Larry's feeling good. He got some Henny in him.
I was gonna say
Everybody,
Yeah,
in
boy,
Facebook,
Mr.
mad
what's
love,
his
mad
name?
love.
The guy from The
Mr.
Hangover, Mr. Woo.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
What's the
shoot.
guy's
Sorry.
name?
the
Hey,
guy.
everyone.
the one
Tommy,
about-
have a blessed one, brother. Love you.
Yeah.
What do we have to
Everyone,
do?
thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, so long. That was the longest podcast
I know
ever.
you guys kept